Welcome to the Branding Expert Show. I am Susie Liberator, owner and art director of Visions to Images, and I help businesses get their branding on track with my unique strategies and processes. With over a decade of experience, I helped corporations and mid-sized businesses create an unforgettable vision identity. I'm excited to have this podcast so that everybody can learn a little bit about branding as well as the entrepreneur world, because we all know how tough and rough it can be. So without further ado, I want to announce today's guest.
Hello, everybody. Today on my podcast, I have Laura Petrella, CEO of Cuyahoga Falls Chamber of Commerce, and I'm super excited to have her on. I've been a part of the chamber for, I don't even know, so many years, and I just love it. It's one of the best ones in this area that I literally am a part of, so I'm super excited to have her on. Hi, Laura.
Hi, how are you? Good morning.
I'm doing pretty good, hanging in there.
It's a windy day today, have you noticed?
Yes, this Ohio weather is something else.
It is. The temperature, who knows what to wear. I'm in a spring dress, yesterday a winter dress. We just don't know. It's Ohio, though. We love it.
I know. Yes, for sure. So tell us a little bit about how you got into the Chamber of Commerce field.
Well, pretty interesting. I grew up in the city of Kent, high school, college, family still there. And I just always remember the chamber having a presence. And back in the day, there was also the JCs, which is technically, this is really interesting. If you look it up, it's the Junior Chamber of Commerce. And the JCs had a strong presence too. And I remember kind of being college years and going to a couple events. So I grew up in Kent. And then in the college years, I ended up leaving, still in school, and I went to Pensacola, Florida. And because I loved chamber so much, knew enough about it, I got a job at the Pensacola Area Chamber of Commerce, which was really cool. It's the size of, say, the Greater Akron Chamber, so a regional chamber. And that experience was incredible. A lot of learning, a lot of growing. It was neat, for sure.
Good. And so then you came back up here and you came to the Cuyahoga Falls Chamber of Commerce, is that?
Yes, yeah. I actually held a couple different positions down there when I first got to Pensacola. Couldn't find a job, didn't know what I wanted to do, in and out of school, and so I went down to the chamber and I said, listen, I'll work for free. I need to do something. And they said, okay. They put me at the front desk. It was the best thing I ever did, because sitting at a front desk, and they had a lady that had been there probably 30, 40 years. I learned from the best I learned the operations. It was really interesting because you know everybody, you understand the workings because you're on that front line. So when a paying job came open, they hired me in the membership department, but I also did a short stint in a department where they had grant money to do the work-free drug force. Yeah. So in that role, I was calling on businesses, helping implement that program as a coordinator. So I spent time in Florida. I came home in the dead of winter. It was cold. It took me a while to sort of reacclimate, but my parents said, take your time, just relax, get settled back in. And then I thought, well, what am I going to do? Continue school, of course. And then I started knocking on doors. I just started going to the chambers of commerce. I literally on foot started knocking on doors, and I got to Cuyahoga Falls, and the former president CEO said, come on in, I'd love to talk to you. We sat down, we had a conversation, and I said, I've got some great ideas. And she said, I'm listening. And within like a day or two, she hired me to do membership. They at that point needed help in membership, developing programs and actually getting new members. So there it is.
How long have you been the CEO?
Gosh, when I started there, it was 1994. Okay. And so, gosh, a long time, a million years, I tell people. So I was in the role developing membership and program for 3 months, and the board at the time came to me and said, we're going to make some changes, and they put me in the role of CEO
Oh,
president.
that's amazing.
It was
That's so amazing.
incredible. It
Yeah,
was, for being so young, it was a lot. It was a lot of
sure.
learning. And this is, you have to remember, this is back in the day before like
Technology,
technology.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking, for sure. Yeah, so everything was totally different.
It was neat
Um,
though.
yeah. So tell us what you're most excited about right now. I know you have a lot going on, adjusting today.
Yeah, adjusting is a really good word. We are adjusting like everybody. The
Mhm.
biggest thing, right now and currently and constantly, we serve as a support system, guidance, education, and resources for our businesses.
Mhm.
So my job doesn't stop at 5 o'clock, and that's okay. I'm happy. I assisted a business last night at, I think, 7 o'clock, because when
Mhm.
businesses have needs, they have needs. And you've got
Mhm.
to be able to step up and help again with that guidance and resources. But I think moving forward, we're going to make some changes as a chamber. We've got some
Ooh.
things cooking that'll be announced soon. But one of the biggest things, adapting to the new way, and Zoom calls could potentially, I don't see us doing away with it, because so many businesses like us have adapted to it. They understand it and they love it. So why
Mhm.
not have some of our meetings virtually? It works.
Right, and there's the travel time and all that, so sometimes it might be better for people to do the Zoom meetings and stuff. There's benefits for both sides.
Sure,
Absolutely.
convenience.
Yeah, I've been using Zoom for quite some time because I have people all over the United States that I serve. So it's always been good to use it. I don't mind it. And when everybody's jumping on board now and using it, for sure, a lot of chambers are using it, a lot of businesses are using it, and it's just great to see people adapting and changing in that sense, because we still want to be connected and we still want to have that presence.
You said connected. That is one of the things, through my conversations daily, checking in with our
Mhm.
businesses. And at our events, one of the things I talk about is communication and
Mhm.
connecting. We all want to communicate because most of us, a good share of us, are working from home, and
Yeah,
we want to connect. We want to stay connected. We need that. That's the human element in
for
all
sure.
of us. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. We totally need it. We totally miss it. And being home, I have my son home and everything. So I need like that adult time still. I need that business side still. So it's like, like just putting it on and just putting a block up and saying, okay, this is my time now. Just we need
Yeah,
to do this. So it's good
absolutely.
to be able to have that. So I'm glad that we've kind of all adapted. The other thing I was going to say, was you are, yes, you help people, you help businesses and all of that. When I was looking for the bank, you were on top of it. You gave me some recommendations. Yeah. And it actually went through. Like, we are good, like we have been talking. The bank has been incredible. So it really helps to know the community and help businesses, because we don't always know the answers. We don't, as businesses, and I'm sure you can relate. People come to you all the time for stuff, so we need that. We need that help, and
Yeah.
it's not always about the connections. It's about being able to get those answers that we might need.
Resources.
Yep.
Yep. Yesterday, Susie, was a busy day. As you know, the U.S. Chamber Foundation
Mhm.
launched Save Small Businesses,
Mhm.
and we went ahead and sent it out to our businesses. And wow, a lot of conversations were had yesterday, and there were some disappointments
I'm
too.
sure. Yeah.
A lot of people went for it and not everybody got it. And so I went to bed last night with some heartbreak. I woke up to some heartbreak for our small businesses again. Oh boy.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's heavy. I mean, we all have heartbreaks of some sort. I could feel for different companies, different people. Like, everybody's going through something, so
Yeah,
it's heartbreak. Like, it carries with you, and you just wish you
it
could
does.
help more.
It does. And as a chamber of commerce, it is hard not to take it personally, because as an executive leader for the chamber, you are part of a business growth, you're a part of their success, and you're a part of their sadness and disappointment. You're
Mhm.
there for them. I mean, it's hard not to go to sleep with it. So
I'm sure. Well, you're doing amazing, and we appreciate you all the time. So, yeah. And like I said in the beginning, the Cuyahoga Falls Chamber is one of the most active, well-known chambers. I mean, I've gone to so much other stuff, and I just don't get the same connections, the same energy, the same feeling that I do here. So, it's great to be a part of it.
thank you. It's a really neat vibe. And it does start with the leadership, not only myself, our board members as well. We are friendly, we are pro-business,
Oh yeah.
everyone is welcome. I have said that since the beginning. Yeah, everybody is welcome. And that carries through, and that's important, and it's authentic, it's real. My parents raised us that way to love everybody, and I'm thankful for that every single day.
That's great. Yeah, that's so good. So tell us if you have any advice, either for like online entrepreneurs, businesses that are just getting started, or even businesses that are kind of already started and they need help, but they don't know what to do.
The biggest thing I would recommend, so say you start an XYZ retail shop, is to align yourself with other businesses like you, reach out to them, make friends. In a sense, you might be a competitor, but you need each other for that support system. So find people in your industry and make those connections, and don't be fearful of it. I mean, if they say no, they say no. But one of the first things I did when I got to the chamber was I reached out to 19 chambers in our footprint. There was no presence of communication. And again, it was before technology. I know I sound like a dinosaur, but I made it so we were all together as a team. And I think with a small business, that is something they should be doing. Find another flower shop, find another IT company, and make those connections when you're starting out, and they will help you.
Yes, I totally agree in that sense. I don't really look at people as competitors, and building those connections is very important. I mean, you can collaborate. I've told people before, competitors are, it's not a word, because you can totally collaborate and connect and grow and help one another. Like sometimes they might have webinars, they might have workshops, and you might want to go and attend it. A lot of times in my field, people outsource like design and social media and stuff, like other agencies in a sense. So I don't sit there and say, oh, they're my competitor. No, because we can work together and help each other and take that load off or collaborate ideas. So yeah, being able to know that they're not competitors is huge. And sometimes people just can't adapt to that. Like you said, you tried and that's that.
Yeah, no, it's important, and stay communicated, and then join your local chamber of commerce, whether it's ours or the next city over. I can't stress that enough, because I watch people and business leaders and businesses grow every day from it. It's because we're there for our businesses. We help make those connections, and you can gain access to the business community by joining a chamber. It's the easiest way, but you also have to participate. You can't sit back and say, well, what's next? And we actually have a chamber 101 that I do, that you've joined the chamber, now what? And I give some tips and some easy ways to make those connections and gain that access. But yeah, join a chamber, and make the most of it. You'll be thankful when it's all said and done, because you're going to walk away not only with business associates, colleagues, friendships, and it's real.
Yeah, I can totally relate. When I joined the Cuyahoga Falls, I was just starting off with business and kind of was transitioning in some life stuff and all that. So I developed friendships personally and professionally and build a business. So there's always stuff happening. You always want to be connecting and collaborating with people. That's why the chamber is so good. You just need that tribe of people, and you just build so much, and you can help each other in so many different ways, whether it's business or personal, or just collaborating and talking. So,
and trust, there's so much trust.
Oh yes.
And I say that because our businesses have everything riding on what they do every single day. They do, and they trust each other.
Absolutely. Yeah, perfect. Is there anything else you want to touch on at all, that you might want to share, talk about, give advice, anything?
The one thing we did years ago was put together our Goldmine referral groups. It's our signature
Oh yeah.
program. And
Mm-hmm.
what that does, I tell people, it gives you somewhere to go every single week and be with other business leaders, because you don't have to be alone in your business. And so many people are, and they might not know to join a chamber or a trade association, but the chambers and like other associations, they will give you somewhere to go every week and be with like-minded people and other
Absolutely.
professionals. So
Yes, and I love the Goldmine group. I love it. I mean, I've been in the same one forever, and people kind
yeah,
of come and go and stuff, but at the same time, you still have those connections and you still build them. Friendships, just having it, and like you said, having a place to go every week. I mean, how much time do we really want to have in the office? You know what I mean?
right.
Stepping away from that for like an
Oh,
hour, like
yeah,
literally an
it's an
hour,
hour.
just come communicate, talk, build those connections. And a lot of times there are people who do the presentations, and then there's group activities and stuff like that, so there's a lot to it. And giving the referral, of course, is huge as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of love and admiration for each other in these groups.
Hmm.
It's our small businesses, and the ones that are coming, they're not alone in their business, because there are times they need each other more than ever, and they
For
know
sure.
that trusted resources in the group. They can pick up the phone, they can text, they can call, they can email, and their call is
Mhm.
going to get right through, and somebody's going to help them.
Yeah, I agree completely. Perfect. All right. Well, that's the end of it. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. This was really nice. So thank you
Oh,
for
good.
having me. I really enjoyed talking with you. Thank you, Susie.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for listening in to the Branding Expert podcast today with Susie Libertor. We hope that you were able to take away some great stuff, and make sure to check out the links from your guest expert and branding expert that was on today's episode.